Did I, do you,
Did I do you? Yeah, do I, do I, do I,
see, that's what happens. That God doesn't like ugly. See, that's what happens. Hey guys.
Hello. Why does it look like Pepper has a paw print on her back? Like her markings.
It does, doesn't it? Right here?
Yeah. Yes. Especially from here. She's like,
It's interesting that you can see that because I can't see that from my frame. So I'm like, I can't even see my hand. Or can you see her face? I don't like it when she leaves little wet spots everywhere when she's licking her paws.
when she licks and then, yeah, underneath. And like, is this
Really,
pee?
I
Is this
really-
like,
yes,
just, yeah.
I really hate it. I really hate it.
Especially like if I'm there and I can hear the licking happening. I'm like,
I hate the sound of a dog licking themselves.
But what about if it was like an artificial dog making licking sounds or like an artificial person making food sounds?
Listen.
Yeah.
Did you see that video that I sent you?
No? On what?
Who knows? Who knows, honestly.
I mean, at this point.
I
Was it
sent you a
recently?
video. Yes, it was in the last 24 hours. It was
Okay.
either on TikTok or on Instagram, for sure.
Okay.
One of those two.
Okay.
And it was of a AI person doing a mukbang. And in the message, I was like, it was just a year ago when AI had a really hard time even doing our hands right.
Uh-huh.
And now this video looks so real. Like I'm disgusted. And they all said it like AI is learning at speeds nothing has ever learned before. Like by this time next year, we're going to be fighting cars or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure, like fine. The way that we have moved from AI not being able to make a human hand look like a human hand to that video that I don't even know that I can fucking post it. Like, is AI gonna come after me? I'm not sure. I do apologize and thank Siri every time I use Siri and like ChatGPT.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
Yes. I'm a big just in case. And so like
Just in case.
I don't even know that I can put this video in this podcast because I don't want the AI. I don't want them coming after me. I don't want that. But doesn't that look so real?
Do you know the only part that looks fake to me?
And when they're putting it in their mouth.
Oh, let me watch it. The steam. The steam sort of gave it away for me.
I didn't see the steam.
Okay, yeah, she ate the whole bone. She ate the whole ass. That was I was like, oh, okay, I hadn't finished it yet. But everything else, I was like, oh, that steam, it would be steaming all the time. Her face, her room, the proportions, all of it.
Her
looks good.
hands looks real as hell. How close do you think that we are to? Have you ever seen Ready Player One?
Is it a show? Movie?
It's a movie and a book.
Ready Player
It's a movie
One.
based on a book.
I don't think I have.
Well, you should watch it.
Okay.
I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. It's very good. It's a very good
Sure.
film. It's gotta be. And in it, they essentially have. Hey, you're only allowed in here because you said you would be quiet.
The fact
And
that
in it
she's
they-
not in screen right now looks like you're trying to like soft launch a new man.
Could you imagine? I hate men.
I know. We didn't even like them, but like if you were to like sort of like one, you would keep him out of frame and you would only
I
let
would.
him in the room if he promised to be quiet. So I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
that is true. All of those things are true.
All of this. So I was like, if I didn't know better, like if I didn't know who was off frame,
You never know, though. I'm back on the apps again. We'll see. I'll probably do
Okay.
it very soon.
but okay, this is a very serious question. Is that truly where
The 7 depths of hell.
is it? So but if you're
yeah.
on the apps, then you want to meet men on the apps.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I gotta meet him somewhere. Did I tell you about the time that I was in a grocery store? Did you?
Did I do you? Yeah. Do I? Do I?
See, that's what happens. That God doesn't like ugly. See, that's what happens. You try to make fun of me, and
You're right. Bounces off of me in bed, sticks on you like glue. Eeny, meeny,
yeah.
miny, moe, bitch. Okay.
Did I tell you about the
grocery
time?
store?
So I used to always say like, I hate the dating apps. I wish I would just meet a man in the grocery store. Do you know that I met a man in a grocery store?
Do you know what I look
did I
like
not
in
tell
a
you about
grocery
this?
store? No, I don't
Do you
think
know
so.
what I look like in a grocery store? And he said I was almost done, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. I've been watching you since you were in produce," which was my first red flag. And
Okay,
I
Joel
just
Goldberg. No, I don't. You don't say, I've been watching you.
and I just have to. I just can't let you leave without asking you out. And I said, "I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend." Like in the moment, like the universe gave me what I had been asking for, and I was like, "No, what do you mean?" And he had like these holes in his shirt, but also like he was grocery shopping as well. Like we don't look great in the grocery store. We're
Okay,
in,
yeah, fair.
and so like I wasn't looking great. So who am I to judge these holes in his shirt? Almost like they were very small. Like they had good, sometimes things get like caught in the dryer. I don't know. I don't
Was
really
it
know
a
where the holes.
stylistic choice? Because I've seen brands, add distressing.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They were very, very, very small. It was maybe like four small, like not pin size because I noticed them, but like very, very, very small holes like in a row. Like something had
Okay.
happened. Like it maybe got caught on a
Maybe he
belt or
wore a
something.
badge, and when he took the badge off, like
No, it was
pill.
low
Okay.
by his belly
Okay.
button, but I see where you're going.
Oh, I see where
But
you were going. Low. It was low down. I had to check out the whole thing before I said, I have a
I sure did.
boyfriend.
I sure did. I sure did. I sure did. And it still haunts me because like, yes, he was Joel Goldberg for sure. And
Yeah,
yes, he
but
did
that
have
was
these
your
random holes
man.
in his shirt.
That was your
But that
man.
may have been the universe telling me, like, you said you wanted this, and here it is. And I still was like, no, thank you, gotta go by.
Asses and elbows. Yeah, I've thought about it recently. I am not currently single, nor would I look for a man if I were. But I was thinking, if I, just because the world is so awesome right now, where would I actually go to find a man? I don't know that it's online. I had a hard time when I was on the apps, you might recall. I think I had my radius set to like an eighth of a mile because I just met like people that I'd already knew or someone that lived in the next
Your apartment
building.
building?
Yep. So anyway, um I think I would go to
Which of us just got triggered by that? Was it both?
maybe a little because we can't learn from each other's mistakes. We got to learn.
Sure
Okay.
can't.
So probably I would go to like a political activism organization for
I mean,
myself
you do,
that
you
that
do
I'm
need to
aligned
make
with.
sure, yeah, you do need to make
Yeah.
sure that they're aligned. We're
And
aligned
I think
morally.
you kind of like overcome that awkward conversation quickly. Maybe because you have similar values, whatever. Or today I realized when I was in the waiting room and looked around and there were four individual men
Waiting room
waiting
of
to see
what?
their therapy. Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god,
Yes,
this
men
is
in therapy.
fantastic."
Men like it should be the top three in your checklist. If anyone has a
100%.
checklist
I
for
was like,
men
"Oh my
to
god,
date,
this is a huge bear." I wouldn't have to convince him to go to therapy. He's already working on himself. Only one of those men had a wedding ring on. I say individual men because it was at different times. Like one had gotten taken back. So I knew none of them were in couples together. And only one of them had a wedding ring on. But I was just thinking, I was like, this is top tier. And I can't remember the last time that I saw that many men like seeking help or whatever it may be, or growth and whatever. I was like, man, if I was single, this would be such a huge turn on right now. Like, I might come twice a week just to mix it up, see who's on a different schedule than me. Like, I meet someone, like, they should hold mixers. And yes, I was thinking about that, and I wanted to ask you where to meet. Like, where do people now meet men? And if
you
are
want to ask
interested
me
in
where
meeting-
people meet men?
I just, if you were in the meeting men era right now.
I've always been like a mutual friends type of girl. Like we're just
Yeah.
hanging out, and then like, oh, now we're hooking up. That has surprise.
Oh, there it
Or like
is. Yeah.
places of convenience, which is not ever good. Like I've definitely crossed the line, like at work or
Yeah.
like that's not. You guys don't do that. That's never. It never ends up well.
No. No.
But other than that, I'm not sure. I like your thought process a lot. the therapist office and a political rally, like
Brilliant.
for sure, are so smart.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
these
also
are places
like
where you agree on some major core things.
book club. You know else? You know actually what else? I know we're gonna talk about it in a second because I've been bullying you into this, but I saw a TikTok, which we don't know if that's true or not, but it was talking about how more men are watching Love Island this year than the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals are right now. I haven't heard shit about that.
No.
Um, and there are a lot of men who are listening to their girlfriends and getting into Love Island and loving it because this season so far has been something. And so like maybe, and I've always said like I know that opening a restaurant is not for the faint of heart, and that's me. Like opening a restaurant is not my
Yeah.
thing. I do not know that I could do that. But someone needs to open a Bravo restaurant. I want to be able to
Yes.
go into a bar and watch Love Island. I want to be able to go into a bar and watch the Summer House reunion. And I
Yeah.
want to play bingo. I want to do Bravo trivia. Maybe they do all of this at BravoCon and we should go. Maybe this is what BravoCon is. But I would love to just like
once a
meet
year.
friends. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Common interest.
So maybe
that
that's where
would
you
be
can
hella
meet men.
fun.
Maybe it could be a Love Island NBA playoff bonanza. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you see like a little bit of everyone. Then you can meet a man there.
It's like a soft bar
It's not
with
like
non-alcoholic drinks, but it's better because there's actually stuff that people would like in bars.
I don't know what the people of Brooklyn would prefer, but I think soft bar could be cool if it also is like a sexy lounge. Like if it can be like coffee shop in the day
Yeah.
until like 4,
Right.
and then
it
maybe at 4 you
transitions.
to your like fancy
Yeah.
mocktails, the lights
Yep.
come down.
Lemur energy.
Yeah, now we're
smeared
meeting people to
eyeliner.
talk
Yeah.
like low key, not even low key, but like, oh, we got to talk business. I'm a man, you know how these men do. I got to talk
Yeah.
business. Let's go to this soft bar. Like
Yeah.
I think that could work. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder what percentage.
I heard he
on
signed a
that is.
7-year. Oops.
lease.
I heard he signed a 7-year
lease.
lease.
How is that possible?
Yikes.
I mean, that's wild. That's like an administration and a half from now.
I mean, we're about to go to war. The war could start and be over in that time.
Yeah, it could start by the time this goes online.
With the quickness that I've been editing, that is a surefire thing.
Okay, I totally interrupted you and derailed us. Player number 1.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that. Ready Player One. Wow, that was so long ago. So Ready Player One, I'm not going to give away anything. You should watch it. It's a really good movie.
Okay.
But in it, they have like this interactive world, almost like what The Sims almost is. But like they're living in it. They have these avatars. They have the virtual headsets, and they're in the world, living it. And they can be whoever they want to be. They can be 10-foot tall, gargantuan men. They can be fairy looking creatures. They can be animals. Like you can be anything in this world. It just be whoever you are. And seeing that mukbang from that AI look so realistic, like we're only probably, I mean, y'all are probably only a year or less away from seeing my real face. I mean, from not seeing my face anymore. I'm just going to be my avatar.
ever again. I almost wish that AI was still bad so that I could just like manipulate my feet and like corner the market on someone who like really is into 6 toes and just like
Yeah.
photocopy all of that and be like, yeah, for $100 I will send you a custom photo.
I have a friend that has 2 of her toes are webbed. And I tell
Ooh,
her almost every time I see her, I'm like, girl,
missed opportunity.
they would go crazy.
Huge market for that. Yeah. Yep, it's like a little foot spatula. Speaking of AI and ChatGPT, did you see the news article about the man who proposed to his what he calls AI companion?
No, but I saw an article about a man who had an AI companion, but his wife was saying, like, I haven't asked him to stop yet, But if I do and he doesn't, I would get a divorce. And he was like, I don't know that I can do that. So I hope she doesn't ask. Are these two different people? Because that's concerning.
That there are even two. It might be. Except the one thing that tells me it's not is that you said wife. This man I'm referring to that proposed to his chat GPT is actually not married. He just has a long-term partner with whom he lives with and shares a child. So he proposed to AI before a human person.
That would be my 13th reason.
So, and she's just like, yeah, I knew he was spending a lot of time. Like, and when I say I love ChatGPT, I mean, I love how it has helped me organize and streamline my activities. I love how it helps me to create an itinerary by like speaking into it, and it then will like organize my thoughts. Not that I want to romantically be connected to this technology for the rest of my life because what?
We should do a test. I have yet to see a question that I asked ChatGPT when it's not like, that's such a good question, you're thinking the right way. Like, I feel like it tells you what you want to hear a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And like, I just like, when you're constantly surrounded and like fed positive information, like of course you're gonna be like, yes, your dopamine's going off.
Right.
I'm sure it's wild. But like, we need real life people to be like, hey bitch, I actually don't know that that's right.
So do you have the like Chat GPT Premium?
No, not yet.
I have it, and every once in a while it will say like, try this new GPT, and you have the option to select different like versions or modules, and there is one, and it's just like M dash something. It's just numbers, and you're like, what is this? And you go on there, and it reads you for filth. It is it's so funny, but it's like, you know how you normally go like, how can we help? And it like generates some ideas, and it's like, what do you want? And it's like, be brutal, tell me honestly, or like, not gonna hold your hand. It was so funny. I could only take a couple of minutes of it, and I was like, okay.
Wait, I need to experience this because like, I think that I would appreciate that a little bit.
It's funny, but it's like such a bully. But yeah, I think there are a lot of empowering ways you can use it, but like, yeah. Kind of a bully ass bitch.
We're not bullies. We're not bullies. We're just realistic.
We bully each other a little bit in the direction that sometimes needs to be. Because the way I searched 4 different platforms, finally, to be like, okay, this is it. This is when I start watching Love Island. And I had to like concede and be like, Trina, I don't know where to find it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. And I stumbled through the first couple of episodes. But now I'm invested, and
it takes like 4. The first 3 episodes you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then you're like, you're hooked. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
So many things didn't make sense. That's why I was texting you in the beginning, and I was like, okay, just chill, give it a chance. But like, why are they sleeping in the same room? Like, it's summer camp. And then the one girl was like, this is great. It's like summer camp. And I was like, you're just gonna be like snoring and farting in the same room and like hotboxing a girl you just met, and then like
they're in their early
hooking
20s.
Up with the next. That's when I realized
they're not farting in the middle of the night yet.
Yeah, well, my acid reflux would have me up and down and up, and like I couldn't.
What's that thing that people have that makes you need to sleep with a mask?
CPAP,
sleep apnea.
A CPAP.
Yeah, they don't have sleep apnea yet. Like,
they don't have sleep apnea because they have to still experience all those nights of making the bad decisions that led us to have sleep apnea.
Yeah. They're still spring chickens.
It's so funny. I was talking to my oldest sister today. She's like, "Oh my god, I just listened to the pod where you were talking about blah blah blah, and I'm on season 6 of Summer House. Have you watched every season?" I'm like, "Yeah, I started from the beginning." And she's like, "I'm Gen X, and it's so funny to watch this because I think it'd be completely different with my generation." And I was like, you mean when they were that age? Or like, because that was just basically real world. Like, she's older than me. I know she's going to hear this. So I'll just say she's Gen X. That was the real world, right? And she's like, yeah, but like we would never share this much. Like, we would never. even like expose this much of our lives. We would just be like real casual, like, hey, she's like, it'd probably be super boring. And I'm thinking about how we would talk about Imral, and there was like only this small part of his life that he shared. And like, I mean, yes, we saw some of what happened with Sierra and West, but like behind the surface, there were so many other things like that we didn't know until it all blew up and it was really crazy and bad and whatever. I would say like Lindsay Hubbard puts it all out there for sure. Like she would have showed us her cervix if the cameras were still rolling when she gave birth to Gemma. But
I bet Lindsay Hubbard regrets not pulling her child out of her vagina like Kourtney Kardashian did on
I
that
know, it was such a moment. It was, but you know, if there were a brand deal for that, she would have.
Yeah.
She would have. But yeah, in that respect, it makes me think like, yeah, my sister was spot on. Like the reality TV is just so different from each generation. But now I'm on the other end of that, watching Love Island, going, you know what? You're right. They are in their early 20s.
Yeah. I have a lot to say from what you just said, actually, but
Okay.
I'll go like rapid fire. One, The Real World was the beginning. That was the very first. It was the beginning of the snowball. It was the very first reality
So
show
good.
that I think ever. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Like it was. We weren't doing this before The Real World. We weren't.
No,
None
like
of
the
these shows.
live, all of it, and
Yeah.
not being able to just like turn it off and then film a different day. It was real.
Yeah. It was so great. I know that that's still not a show anymore. That's not a show anymore, but I still watch The Challenge, which I still obsessed with. Second thought is I 100% think that you are right, and we need to Love Island at this point because all of these, the cast now, especially in the first couple episodes, they were just like speaking in TikTok. Like if you were not on TikTok, you would not understand what they were doing. Like why are these people acting this way? And I think that we need both. Like I'm so entertained watching this season, but I would also love a Love Island with like a 30-year-old cast.
So like, what is it called? Bachelor in Paradise kind of thing. I mean, it's a totally
I
different
don't watch
franchise,
that.
but I don't either. But I do think they're older, like 27, 28.
Maybe. The third thing is I know that Summer House has been over for quite a few weeks now. But did you watch that last episode, like the unseen the unseen bits or whatever?
Yeah. Under the covers or something. I thought that my not TiVo. What the throwback? What is it
Wow.
called? DVR?
DVR is even a throwback.
I know, but every streaming service has a different thing. I thought
think you just
my
call it
stuff.
what it is. My peacock.
My peacock. It wasn't though. It's not like such a euphemism. No, what do I use? I like use Hulu or whatever, but it just the recordings I had set up to new only, and I was like, that's weird. Why would there be a new episode after part 2 of the reunion? So I thought that it was I just thought that it messed up and started recording more. I didn't watch it. I didn't think it was anything.
If you can go back and watch it, you should watch it. It was the best episode of the entire season. Like, I'm actually pissed off. The things that we didn't see that would have been, there were
Why would they have done
conversations
that,
between,
though?
because we spent so much time on stupid Jesse and Lexi. Like, I can't. I'm glad we haven't talked about it. I know that I said I wouldn't talk about Summer House a lot,
No,
but
I get it.
Lexi announced she's not coming back, but so did Paige. You were right. Just the Facebook was a little ahead.
It was way too like somebody hacked her phone and saw her notes app and they were like, this is what she's gonna say, because it was very close, right? But that wasn't a statement she made. Also, does Lexi really need to announce that she's not coming back? She just got there.
Lexi, I think, really just like wanted people to rally behind her in the way that they rally behind Paige, but I think that maybe she forgot that she had only been on for one season and that we were over that situation.
It would have been an announcement if you were coming back. We'd be like, oh, really?
Yeah.
They brought her back. No. But no, you're right. And so is it unaired bits or is it like a whole separate episode that just didn't, so you see stuff from different parts?
Yeah. There were conversations between Amanda and Kyle that were very serious. They were talking about like whether or not it was so interesting. It was so interesting seeing the dynamics of their relationship. There were bits of West and Sierra. They were playing another game one weekend that they were teamed together on, and it was such a cute moment. Going back to the season before, like uh, yeah, and I have a lot of thoughts about why West was like, I'm being so nice to Sierra and she's not doing me and she's not giving me anything. But like she was so nice and like fun. They were laughing,
Yeah.
like giggling at that game. It was just like we got I think it was the best episode of the season. And I'm so upset that the producers and the editor spent so much time on shit
Yep.
that we just didn't care about.
Yeah. It's always a gamble.
Anyways.
Like I get the other side of production, and like you want to try and tell different stories, and you don't want to like, I don't know, carry the narrative too much. I don't know, because I actually haven't been on reality TV. Maybe they do want to sway the narrative. But I also think we were sold this like, oh, Emerald's so mad he like stormed off and left the reunion early.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not what I saw.
Also,
That's not
why
at all.
why was he a friend of and we didn't know it? Because why was he not allowed to sit there the entire time? And Gabby,
Because
who
you
I
were
do
right.
like,
Yeah.
but Gabby wasn't asked, and she didn't have a plot the entire season, and Andy didn't ask her a single question
No,
the
not
entire
directly.
time.
Yeah.
I'm
no.
confused about both those situations. Why did Emerald have to go? Why was he only
Because
there
they
for half the
edited
time?
him out. Even though he was present for the rest of it, they didn't include him in conversations because they edited him out. They gave him the edit that they thought he deserved or was
Yeah.
going to be good, and they misread the audience. They misread a lot of things. I think this season was really an experiment. You know, never before done this season, but like you have two ex-fiancés, you have a pregnant lady, like you have two new cast members, but three, but like after the first weekend, the second girl, Bailey, left. Like it was messy. It was all over the
Yeah.
place, but not in a good way. And that kind
Yeah.
of brings me back to having some questions for you about Love Island. So just the structure alone is a little weird to me. And don't get me wrong, I love seeing Ariana like have a moment, but I was confused when I would sometimes see her again. I was like half watching. She would interact with them and she'd be kind of like stirring the pot. Granted, these people haven't been together for 11 years, but there was something about Bella that like strangely reminded me of Rachel at first. And I was like, why am I comparing these two?
The Rachel that we used to work with?
No, like Raquel Rachel. Levitt? Levine. I am so happy I've forgotten this bitch's name.
Then I'm not going to remind you.
Great.
To let it be.
Let it be. Let it be. Also, my sister, when she was telling me about all this stuff, she's like, do you know Sandoval's going to be on America's
He
Got
is going to be on
Talent next
something
week?
else. He is going to be on something else.
Can we stop with this already? It's insane. How long can he pay for Friends? I mean, a backup band. That's wild. Okay. So, the structure. Is Ariana there to like actually help people find love or stir the pot or what's happening? And then when does it change from them voting each other out like savages to then America votes? How does that actually, is this all happening live?
So, yes, it's happening live. There's a 1 to 2 day delay. Before you officially started watching, so America's only voted one time. I believe, I'm going to get my days wrong. I believe we voted on Sunday and we knew the results on Tuesday. Or maybe we voted Saturday
Okay,
and we knew
so
the results on Monday.
But is this a new process for this franchise? People
No.
vote every year.
Yep. And it goes back and forth. And I think there's no rhyme or reason to when the Islanders are voting or what the Islanders, because sometimes they're not always voting. And like sometimes it's like, I think that there are episodes that you haven't gotten to yet that like we've never
yeah.
done it in this way before. And so there will be ways, like there's always like some new way of voting people and like dumping them from the island, and
Okay.
there's always going to be like some portion of America also doing some of it. Like sometimes we'll be able to vote
Yeah.
for our favorite couples, or we'll vote people together, or
Okay.
like maybe it'll be like
Whoa.
kind of like a hybrid. Like the Islanders might, like America might rank their favorite couple, and
And
then
then
the
they have
Islanders
to
have to
vote from
prove
that.
like yeah.
Okay.
But
so
you never
that
know. It
makes
doesn't.
more
There's no rhyme or
sense.
reason, and there's like you never know like what's coming.
Okay, so my next question was because I didn't understand why Julissa was she introduced herself as Julissa, right? And then everyone's like,
I
"Hey,
don't know.
Julissa."
I forgot about her
Anyway,
already.
yeah, because this was literally week 1. So I'm seeing like I was trying to skip past because I really am trying to watch it for you, for everyone, and get into it. But I would skip past the TikToks about it because people would be like, Julissa, da 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 da. Well, when we would watch Love is Blind, something would come out a year later, and they're like, yeah, I've been dragging this guy because I found out last summer he was doing all this stuff. So I was thinking this all came out later, but then when I saw like she had been removed from the island, and I was like, what did she do, and how did they know to do that so fast? So it's actually happening like
No.
2025. Okay.
What
And what,
you so
yeah.
like if we were all caught up, what
Yes.
we're gonna watch tonight on Love Island
Mm-hmm.
happened 36 hours ago.
Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. And did she have some like was she why was she canceled? Like I don't think I actually saw what it was that she did or what came out about her.
When Love Island announced who the first set of Islanders were, of
Mhm.
course the internet did its thing and started looking
Yeah.
at them, looking at their social media. Who are these people? We want to know. Because like there is a point where like you start to get invested. You're watching these people in real time for six
Of
weeks, you
course.
know?
There's money on the
Um,
line at the end of it.
there's money on the line, you're voting, like it's a whole thing, which I love. Like this year particularly, like knowing that's why that TikTok about men, and which I don't know if it's true, but like that's why that TikTok about men watching it as well more than the NBA finals.
Yeah.
Like I love when the
Mhm.
country gets together and we all are doing this one thing together. Like when we were
Yeah.
all watching Squid Game or Tiger
Tiger
King. Like
King. Yeah.
I'm like now I feel like a lot of people are watching Love Island. Like it's
Yeah.
either we see the sunlight from Love Island or we're talking about war. So like we gotta hold on to
Yeah.
the
Oh, do you
bright
remember when
spots.
we all would get together and like clap for like or health workers and then we like trusted science? That was
That was
crazy times.
such a time. Anyways, so when they announced who the first set of Islanders were, and Julissa was in it, and people started digging into who these people are, they uncovered some podcast episodes from Julissa. There's a little bit of discrepancy. I think she is saying they're from 2021. People are saying that they're from last year, 2024. Regardless, I don't care because she's saying the N word and she's not a black person and she's saying it multiple times. And when there was enough backlash, that's when the producers came in and was like, you got to go. Like, we can't have you on the show. And the way that they addressed it was really weird. We haven't seen anything like that happen before because, like, she was obviously for the people that do know that saw this happen, like she was removed because she said some racist shit and she said some shit that she shouldn't have. But
Yeah.
it wasn't addressed at all. So from your perspective, you're like, what happened? Is this part of the game? Is this normal? Like, but no,
Yeah,
that
and
is the
what's
reason
his
that she
what was
left.
it? Was it Ace that was like, I'm single now? Who was she with? No, she wasn't with Taylor. She was with
I don't
Ace.
remember. I literally don't remember her.
What? Okay. Sorry. You're right. It doesn't matter. But how was her saying that was from 2021?
Because that's what people do. Oh, I've grown so much since then. I didn't mean I was little. I was young. And they think that that matters.
I think I got this coat in 2021 and I still have it. That's a me problem. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. Like, I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. But that's why she's gone.
Bye. Bye.
And that's
Um,
abnormal. I don't know that
Yeah.
I don't, and I haven't watched season 6 and this season of 7 are the only U.S. seasons that I've watched.
Okay.
UK, I've watched all of them. I did not watch last season of UK. And I'm trying to catch up with this season of UK. It's hard to do 2 seasons of Love Island at one
It
time.
is. And honestly, any of the UK versions, I really have to keep the subtitles on. Closed captioning is my friend when anyone from Essex is on.
You would actually
Air.
be surprised. I was the same way. But then, like, after, like, episode 10, it's like you're right there with them.
It's like really good banter, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm saying it's
What?
like good chat. What?
Yeah.
You
What?
having a laugh? You having
You
a
mug
laugh?
me off.
You bugging me- Yeah, I cannot take them seriously.
No, oh, you
Don't
say
tell
that. You have to.
anyone.
It's great. There are some seasons of Love Island UK that are phenomenal television.
But here's what I'm hearing. This season of US is like so remarkable in that we have not seen reality TV like this in decades. Like it's
I
been
almost
wild.
I almost want to have like a live stream with you when you get to certain episodes.
So
You either
I
have
can
to.
react.
Oh my god! Like,
Okay.
and you're right. This season, it was a little slow in the beginning, but recently,
Yes,
these
that's what I
past
got to
couple
get through.
episodes have been wild. Please text me in real time. Like, I'm dead ass serious. I don't care what time of the day it is. I have to know until we're
I need
caught
to
up,
log
and
in on
then
mobile because it's only logged in on Peacock on one television in my house because I could watch it and get caught up all the time. But I didn't want to bother you, and I had so many questions. I was like, I'll save it for
you
the
should
pod
always
and rapid
bother
fire
me.
questions.
Bother
Okay,
me
good.
all the time. This is
What
the
does
only
love-
bright spot of my life right now. We're about to be at war.
My 8-year-old asked me at breakfast if I thought there was going to be a World War III, and I was like, ever or
Wait, that's actually really fucked up
I know.
and depressing. How do you even deal with that?
Well, I went to therapy today, and there were lots of men in the waiting room, and that cheered me up for the future of humanity.
Nice.
Okay, so what is the Amor Villa Amor? Some people like I don't know something about like the Villa Amor or Amor.
It's called Casa Amor.
Thank you.
Every season, they split
Wrong
the boys and
language.
girls up, and one of them, sometimes it's the boys go, sometimes it's the girls go, but one group will go to Casa Amor, and it's a whole second villa, and it's filled with 5 or however many there are, 5 new girls, and then 5 new boys come into the original villa, and then I know whoever's at Casa, and then they all pick: do you want to stay with the original couple? Or do you want to? Did you find a new person? And then it's like it's actually very fucking dramatic. You have to catch up before Casa
It
Amor.
sounds incredibly dramatic. When does
because
this happen?
Probably in a week or 2.
Okay, I gotta get it done. I can do it.
And then
I can
it's
cram.
like gripping your seat. Like, is so and so gonna walk in with this? Because like us, the viewers, we're seeing what's happening in both, but the Islanders have no idea. So it's like they have to choose whether or not they want
without
to stay in their
knowing what
couple
the other person.
without knowing
Okay,
anything.
so the new bombshells, I'm imagining, right? A new bombshell, all in Casa Amor, or wherever these places are. Like, do those people get revealed as being on the cast as well? Like, do we have any idea who those people are?
I just recently saw that there was like a spoiler, and I don't know if that's an official announcement. I guess we'll see. But 90% of the time, we have no idea until they walk in, or like the day before.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And the Islanders
all right.
don't even know either. They'll just be like hanging out, like eating avocado toast, and they'll see someone walk in and be like, "Hey, boys," or they'll like be playing a game, and then like you saw how the new bombshells came in this time, and they were like blindfolded and just like
my
came up and started
gosh.
making out with people. It's just like no one knows anything until it happens.
Okay, this is wild. I'm so excited. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you.
You
for
actually are
introducing this
going
me.
to love it.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta push through. I can do it.
You're very close. Skip After Sun. Fuck it. That's like 2 episodes down.
Now that I know. Yeah.
There, you'll get to episode 10, 11. Once you're at episode 12, like you're gonna be up all night, like 12 o'clock.
I can do
I don't
that.
know why I said like 12 o'clock midnight. You're gonna be up all night. It's very addictive and
Up all
yeah,
night.
bright
12
spot.
o'clock. That is up all night. Well, just kidding. I have a toddler, so I quite literally can be up all night sometimes. Not for fun, though.
Not for
Oh my
fun.
gosh. Okay. I want to circle back on something that I know you haven't been following, but I have wanted to like thrust information on you. The
I
Karen
want to know
Read
because I
trial.
think I'm in it. Like
Yeah.
it's wild, huh? Tell me.
So, okay. Karen Read was on trial for murdering her boyfriend back in 2022. This incident happened during a blizzard in Massachusetts outside of Boston. It was a hung jury, but it was highly televised. And a lot of things happened during the first trial that garnered so much attention that people were really rallying behind this woman, Karen Read. And the retrial had just wrapped. It was like weeks and weeks. And it took 4 days of deliberation. And the frustrating thing about this being televised is that we also saw things that the jury didn't see. And we saw the judge make decisions that the jury didn't get to see. And it's a retrial. So they had to really dig for people that had not heard of this. And the problem with her being presumed innocent, or eventually, if it were to go that way, if she were innocent, then that means that at almost every level, local, state, municipal, all of the people involved would have had to be covering something up in law enforcement.
Yeah.
So the implications of either, it was like so heavy, and that's why people have been so fired up about it.
Wait a minute. Okay. So by now we do know that her second trial, she's been found not guilty.
Of 2 charges of murder. She was found guilty of the lesser charge of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. And they, I guess, recommended like a year of probation.
So if she didn't, if according to the court of law, she did not kill him, which I think a lot of people do believe. I don't know anything about anything, so I'm trying to be vague. But
Yeah.
I mean, she's been found not guilty.
She's been, yes.
So who
double
is
jeopardy
guilty of-
applies. Correct.
Who was guilty of his murder, and are they going to go after the other people there that were law enforcement?
So that's what everyone wants to know.
Oh, interesting. That's
Yeah,
where we
so-
are right now.
It would have to almost be a federal investigation that would spark any sort of answers, because they had the opportunity to investigate this, and they seemingly tried to frame a civilian. So one of the state cops that was the head investigator at the time has been fired. So, there's reasonable doubt that that agency itself, even though he's gone, he had coworkers. There have to be other people that could have been involved.
Right.
So, while he was the worst bad actor, he had to read aloud these really horrible text messages in court the first time around, where he was like calling her the C word, and like while doing an investigation of her phone was like hoping to find nudes, and then texted his friends that she had a leaky balloon knot. And
What does that
referred to-
mean?
like, I don't know, she had anal fissures or something. I don't know if they were just like, he's like, yeah, she's got it. And he's reading this aloud in his really strong Boston accent in open court. And it was so gross. And people are just like, he's a cop. It was so weird. It was so weird. Everything about the investigation, the first prosecution, everything about it was so messed up. This all happened. He supposedly died outside the house of a Boston cop. And when the police presence came, the coroner came, the owner of the house never came outside.
Do you think that he was attacked by the dog? I don't know a lot about the trial, but I know that there was a dog, and
There was a
something about the dog.
dog that had already been in trouble for biting people in the past. I think it was a German Shepherd, like a protective dog. I almost never want to blame the animal, because it's like,
Yeah.
what did someone do to it? But they rehomed the dog. There were puncture wounds found on his arm. It's likely that he had an argument with someone, because it was blunt force trauma. So was it the dog? Was it like he got in a fight with one of the owners of the house, and when he was knocked down, the dog came in defensive, and like that's where it came from?
Yeah.
His Apple Watch at some point said he walked a certain number of flight of stairs, which means he would have had to have gone inside the house. I don't know, but I do not believe that she killed him.
Yeah.
I just don't have faith that many people colluding to present a different picture will ever be held accountable. Because I don't think that there's a way to really, truly know.
Yeah, not for like cops. They'll always look out for each other.
Mm-hmm. And the thing, like, everyone was related in this case. It was so weird. But I am one of those people who, like, I'm going to use the word assimilate because I don't want to say appropriate, but I do tend to, which I know is part of my like ADHD. That is one of the side effects. I thought it was from being a theater kid, but if I listen to, I've told you this before, I'll call someone up, and if it's like a Nashville business, they're like, hey honey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm just fine. How are you, sweetheart? Like, I don't mean to. I just do the thing. So I would watch a live stream, or I would listen to people in court, and I would do all this. And after that, I'd be like, man, that was a wicked pissa today. I can't tell you. Aunt Bev is a really bad judge, but I would just slip into it. And I'm like, oh my God. In all this time, in all these trials.
There's no part of your life in your childhood that would ever require or have been around a Boston accent.
No. Except for those falls we spent on the Cape, but no. So different. I do think I expected Karen to sound similar. And in all this time, she hasn't done press. She didn't take the stand. And when the verdict was read, it was the first time that day, she came outside the courthouse, and I heard her voice for the first time. It's been almost 3 years, and I was like, oh my God, it's really wild.
I did hear that speech. She gave that very confidently. She was like, she gave that as someone who knew that she was not guilty. And she said, I don't know this man's name. I should not be
John O'Keefe. Nobody has fought harder.
Yeah. That is sure exactly what she said.
Yep. And she meant that. And there's been things that indicate his father doesn't believe she was guilty, but his family often sat with the Alberts, whose house it was, or the McCabe's, who's like the in-laws, and they were there that night. And so again, that fraternal order of police, the boys in blue will back each other for sure. So there was that sort of like almost codependent, incestuous behavior of everybody being there. And I think she felt really betrayed by that, and wanted to make it known, like, I've actually all along, I know I'm innocent, but all along I've been advocating for justice for him.
Yeah.
You thought it was me, and it, never was. But yeah, first time I heard her voice, and I was like, oh, she doesn't sound like a townie at all. But anyway.
Justice for Karen.
I need you to know.
Justice for John O'Keefe.
Justice.
We want to know what happened. Justice for Jay. Never mind. Also,
J-Lo?
I wish. No, stop. Oh. It's fine.
It's fine.
Also, I wish that America could come together and vote for in elections like we vote for Love Island. So everyone out there listening, you downloaded the app, you registered your phone number, go register to vote in the United States elections, please.
Yeah.
Or not.
Do it.
It might not matter. We might be going to war.
And not just the general election in the primaries in your local. Every election, it's all local. Like, it starts, and it's so important locally.
I will end with this. You want to know how I know we're in a simulation?
Yeah, how?
I saw a couple posts on TikTok of Tucker Carlson interviewing Ted Cruz, eating his ass up. And when Tucker Carlson... I had so much fucking champagne. When Tucker Carlson starts making sense.
Yeah. When Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to hold Trump accountable. What?
Are we the AI the whole time? What would you do if you found out that we were the AI? And like turned out, what if we were the Sims? What if we are NPCs right now?
I'd be so happy. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Really?
That'd be great. Yeah, because then this wouldn't be real. Then I would be emotionally removed from what is happening.
Do you think that we would be NPCs, or do you think that we are specifically someone's sim? Someone created us and we are the main character Sims? Or are we NPCs in someone else's story? In someone else's video game?
I don't know what an NPC is, because I don't watch anime, but I
Nope, those are not related. Those
nope.
two. An NPC stands for non-playable character, like when they're the other people, like the extras in the game, like the people that are like.
Okay. I was thinking they might have a line. NPTs, which is something transferable, and like you could sell it for crypto a few years ago. God, I feel
NFT?
so old. That one, fungible token.
I think that's correct. At least you have that.
I think obviously I'm an Aries, so I'm going to think I'm the main character. And whoever designed me has a great sense of humor that they passed down to me and my fat ass. I mean, my thighs. I mean, whatever.
Cheers to you and your fat ass or your thighs. And or your thighs.
Just the sense of humor to like make my proportions so terribly bad that like a skort could fit me as a maxi.
Wait. What if you're like one generation? Have you seen that guy that's like, he makes like a very weird looking sim and he's like, let's see how many generation it takes to out like to what's the word? And he's like, yeah. To like out what is the word? But he makes the weird sim have babies with like with one person, and then that like person has
matched.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it took 2 generations for the person to look normal again. What if you're like the one generation? I'm just kidding.
I am.
You look
I
fine.
Am
You're made of
no.
You are made of sunshine and blossoms and rainbows and golden tickets.
At least
and glitter. I love glitter.
Have you ever had to get? I didn't know glitter was a color actually until. Never mind. Have you ever? I've never laughed harder. Hemmed?
I've never laughed harder in my life than when you told me that story, and I know that you cannot tell this story on this podcast, which is so fucked up that I'm telling everyone how fucking funny that was.
Listen, if you're gonna have a DJ at your wedding, just simply instruct them to never let any guest take the mic. That's all I have to say. If
you have a DJ at your wedding that goes to the back to take shots with the groom and someone else takes over the mic at the wedding, I mean, you should have paid him more. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should have made sure that shit did not happen.
That's not on me. That's really not on me.
It's not.
Before we go, I just want to show you a quick little like millennial nugget. Well, it's not even millennial maybe, but it is definitely a nostalgia like. But I want to see if you recognize this gem that I found at my parents' house.
Is it my Tommy Pickles backpack?
I wish. Okay. Here, first, this is the packaging.
Wait, can you make it go lower? That's a flute. It's a clarinet.
No, it's not a flute.
Is it something from band? Wait, let me see the packaging again. Wow. What kind of things does it have in it? What is that thing even called?
A viewfinder. I could not remember.
Oh, a viewfinder. A Viewmaster.
Viewmaster, sorry. The 1982 version. I have Sesame Street. I'm sure I can't even like show that now. This is very fun little Sesame Street Visits the Farm.
Wow.
I have 2, probably because my sisters and I would fight over it. And yeah, they're just like these refillable, fun little discs. And one of my favorite things is that like, I don't think you can kind of see it. It's like Cookie Monster reading a book to a small child, as if that wouldn't be terrifying. But every room has some sort of floral wallpaper. And I was like, this is so 80s. It was trendy.
I'm obsessed with that. Okay, wait. First of all, Cookie Monster is not scary. He's our friend. Second of all, keep both of those. Do not throw them away. One of these days in the future, maybe a year from now, 1-year anniversary, 2-year anniversary, 5-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary, random day of our choosing. I don't know. You will keep one. We will give one away. Maybe we'll have a raffle. We'll figure it out. Yes. It'll be 5 years in the future. We don't know what's going on there. We might be at war. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It might not exist. Also, I don't know if we ever did a formal greeting, so we can do an informal departure. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us on
cold open.
Super cold. Frozen
very
open.
Hard, cold open.
This episode. Cold. Just... Although I don't like it cold. I'm not a big fan of ice.
Hard and cold. No, sometimes an ice cube is fine.
I prefer room temp.
Ice?
Hate it.
You don't like someone to
I hate them.
Really? Oh, ice, like the people. It's so funny that you're talking about the immigration, and I'm literally talking about someone going down on you and putting an ice cube inside your vagina. Goodbye, everyone. You can find us online
Goodbye.
at no.bs.pod.
Oh my God. Why would I think that?